it, guys? Well, it's the first Sunday in July, a hot and balmy day, very warm at the moment, and we're going to take a little drive now down to the coast, and I'm going to bring you guys along for the drive just to let you know the route and how long it takes, that sort of thing. You know, you're used to these videos by now. We've got a wealth of kind of lovely beach areas to choose from here in Almeria, and doing this on a Sunday is something like we like to do kind of every other fortnight, I suppose. Quite unusual today because it's just going to be me and Wen. We're going to go down. Normally we'd go down, meet friends, have some lunch, you know, that sort of thing. But today it's just me and Wen. We're going to have a very, very chilled Sunday morning, very calm kind of afternoon. So this is actually early evening, one of our favourite times to go down to the coast. Just a little bit cooler. Still, you know, you can have a swim if you want to. You can have some wonderful food and tapas and that sort of thing. So we're probably going to do that. As I said, you've got a kind of wealth of beach areas to choose from, but we're going to go to one that's a favourite of ours, Mojacar, which most of you know kind of just as well as we do by now. But we're also going to go, first of all, to one of our absolute favourites, a real kind of little gem, a hidden gem, I suppose, Villaricos. Very tiny fishing harbour, beach resort, little marina, or two marinas in fact down there, and some wonderful little bars and cafes. It should be quite vibrant even at this time of day. Lots of the Spanish are here now on holidays, as well as you guys as well. So we'll get out on the road now. We're going to head up from Arboleas to the E15, the Mediterraneo, or to Via Mediterraneo, I suppose. And I think if you're going down to any of the beach resorts from here, you're going to pick up this road first, and then depending on which one you're going to, depends on which junction you come off. So from Arboleas up to that motorway, following the blue signs all the way, it kind of takes maybe 12 minutes, sometimes 10. And then depending on which beach resort you're going to, obviously a different time limit. Out of season, I can do kind of Vera, Mojacar, 25 to 35 minutes door to door, but obviously at busier times of year, especially the summer months, and at busier times of the day, this can take a little longer. So let's see how long it takes us today. So as predicted, took the 10 minutes exactly, left Arboleas at 6:30, and we're now up on the E15. And I'm going to take the junction, as we're going to Villaricos today as opposed to Vera or Mojacar, I'm going to take the junction to Cuevas de Almanzora, which runs us down via Palomares and the entrance to the fantastic Desert Springs golf course, drops us into Palomares, and then turn left, and Villaricos is virtually at the start of that junction. So running on time in terms of time. Temperature now, although it's kind of 6:30, is 32 degrees still, so you can imagine how kind of nice and hot it was at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So as I picked up the motorway there from Arboleas, it's only really 2 junctions along in the direction of Almeria, and I've come off at junction 692, signposted, as I said, to Cuevas de Almanzora. As you can see, I often use this road as a little cut through, even if I'm not going down to Villaricos or Palomares. You know, it's a fairly traffic-free road. Might take a little bit longer distance-wise, but it's a lovely drive. You're not stopping and starting. There's certainly not lots of speed bumps or traffic lights or anything like that. It's a fantastic driving condition. So I follow this road down now, comes to a T-junction. If I turn left, then that takes me towards the fantastic town of Cuevas de Almanzora, and then on to the beach resorts of San Juan, Aguilas and places like that. But I'm going to chuck a right at the bottom of this road at the T-junction in the direction of Vera. But immediately as I turn right, I'm going to then turn left and head down, as I say, to Palomares first via Desert Springs, and pop us into Villaricos. I think it's funny coming at this time of the day. As I said, it's one of our kind of favourite times to pop down in the evening, as opposed to kind of going down mid-afternoon or late morning when it's scorching hot. But it's quite funny now, because what you'll see is that lots of cars coming back in the opposite direction, so they've obviously been down and done the lunchtime shift. Well, there we go, Palomares. Actually a cracking little beach town in its own right. I mean, we're not stopping here today, but the beach here is absolutely beautiful, I have to say. Wonderful walking, and renowned for a lovely little beach bar called BBME, where you get excellent food, I have to say, and nice drinks and everything, and that's literally on the sand, but absolutely wonderful beach. And it's now exactly 5 to 7, and we left Arboleas at 6:30, so you might be able to see in the distance there, there's a chap paragliding now as we're just coming through Palomares. Right in the distance, he goes up and down the beach there regularly. I think you can actually pay and have a go. But I know us estate agents, me included, come into loads of stick about, you know, genuine drive times and all that kind of stuff. Well, I've just put that theory well, I've just proved the theory. We often put on our details, Arboleas is 25, 35 minutes from a number of different beach areas. Well, there we go. I've done Palomares in 25 minutes, and that's in July. I appreciate I'm not exactly sitting right on the sand at the moment, but it's only another literally 1 minute's drive and we're on the beach. And another nice attraction to Palomares Beach is you literally drive there and you park. There's car parks on the beach, free of charge. As you get into the little towns now, obviously you'll start to see the kind of increase in speed bumps and little roundabouts which they put in deliberately to slow the traffic down. Round this one last little bend, and then we're literally in front of the sea now. We're coming up to a fairly relevant roundabout now. In terms of, as I say, I'm going to get into this and turn to the left, but lots of people use this and go right, and then literally you're in Villaricos within 2 seconds, follow through Vera, hit Garucha, carry on through onto Mojacar. It's a lovely easy run, and it kind of runs across the top of all the different beach resorts. So hook to left at that roundabout, and hidden behind those trees there on the right there's a wonderful beach and then the sea. So heading now towards Villaricos, and we'll keep this running just so you can get an idea of how close Palomares is. You can see it's a straight road, hardly any traffic on it. Even in busy times, to be honest, this isn't what you'd call a, you know, clogged up jam road. It's a nice easy drive. And we're just sticking within the limit, you know, so the drive that I took down here to get here in kind of 25 minutes, maybe on the motorway I might have gone 10 kilometres an hour over the limit, but not really. And on these roads I've stuck well within the limit, so it's not that I've kind of put a foot to the floor to prove a point. So now 1 minute past 7, and from the beach at Palomares driving along to Villaricos has taken us exactly 2 minutes, and we're now just joining Villaricos. So absolutely easy 30-minute run. It's quite surprising actually. From the motorway it was 30 degrees, and we've got down here right onto the coast. Maybe it's a sea breeze, we'll find out when we get out of the car, but it's gone down to 26 now. We are just at the start of Villaricos now. If I continue straight along this road, as I said, it then connects to the beautiful, quite a distance away, but you're going through very pretty little beach villages and towns, places like Pozo Esparto, El Calon, on the way to San Juan, and then carry on still and you end up in Aguilas. So that's really the official start now of Villaricos. This wonderful little fort on the right hand side. Just tucked down before that is a fantastic little beach bar, Chiringuito, called Las Brisas, so we're going to have a look down there in a second. Let's pull in here. So now you can see a little of why we've come down here at this time of day. Absolutely beautiful. There is a lovely light sea breeze now, but look at this, the beach is, as I say, just gone 7 o'clock. The beach still absolutely teeming with life. Check out that. Now Villaricos is known, you know, locally, and I do get in trouble sometimes doing these videos because I give away kind of little hidden gems. So it's somewhere, you know, Mojacar's obviously known by everybody and can get very busy, but little places like Villaricos, very popular still with the Spanish. And it has a sandy beach on this side of the town, and then another stone beach, which is quite popular, equally as popular. Look at this. There's a little place called Cala Siret. This is a fantastic chiringuito, you know, feet in the sand job. And just over there you can see the entrance to the marina, which we're going to have a wander to now. One of the lovely things we like about Villaricos is that there's a fantastic pedestrian walkway. So you've got the main street, runs along which teams, you know, with loads of little bars, cafes, restaurant, great tapas, you know, wonderful food. There's even a discotheque there for the youngsters. But along the bottom of the town, if you like, there's a fantastic pedestrian walkway, no traffic, and you can wander along the whole length of the town in perfect safety, and it's a fantastic way to walk off that heavy evening meal. So here's the little harbour. You can see the fishing nets here come in, very, very small. And there's another marina up at the other end of town as well, but been here many a time, and you'll see over there, we're going to have a look at that lovely little restaurant sitting over there, and I've been there, and you know, mussels are coming in on the boats as you're sitting there, you know, having a drink. So the seafood is very, very fresh, and you can see these are the pedestrian walkways I'm talking about, and this kind of leads from one beach to the next, all across the bottom of town. It's a lovely place to come for a stroll. So one of our favourite little seafood haunts, Chiringuito La Balsica. As you can see, it's well, not a strange time of the day, but this is the kind of interval. It would have been absolutely heaving at lunchtime here, and the seafood absolutely top shout, absolutely cracking. You can see the pedestrian walkway continuing on past just behind, and then you've got the lovely harbour just sitting here in front of you. So I've taken a wander up to the main street now that runs through the centre of Villaricos, literally from one side to the other. As you can see, there's lots of little bars and cafes here. Villaricos, I suppose, is known for kind of communities such as La Serena, harbour lights. You know, you do get quite a bit of property that comes on sale down here from time to time, but a strange fact, there's very few, I think there's only about 4 of these apartment communities that are actually in the town that have any kind of swimming pools with them. The Spanish love Villaricos, but they don't want to pay the kind of community charges associated with gardens and swimming pools and that sort of thing. Now if you carry on up this road, there's a fantastic square with lots more bars and restaurants, and another little known, well, probably, you know, everyone that lives here knows it, but the people who don't, there's a fantastic market every Sunday morning, and people come from miles, including from Arboleas. It literally runs beachside. My missus is always trying to drag me down here. I kind of avoid it at all costs. So if you're looking for something to do on a Sunday morning, then that might be one for the book. So just leaving Villaricos, but it would have been rude not to, but Spanish tea time. People don't think the Spanish have tea time. They do. They call it merienda. So this is really kind of merienda. So it's that time between the lunch and the evening meal where you, especially on a Sunday, you will stop and have coffees and maybe a slice of cake, cheeky Bailey. So that's exactly what we've done. Now I've headed down to one of our favourite little haunts, a little chiringuito called Las Brisas. So literally, this is where it's located, just before you come into Villaricos on the left-hand side, or just as you're leaving. Sorry, just as you're coming in on the right-hand side, and if you're leaving, just as you're coming out on the left-hand side. And this is Las Brisas here. As you can see, it's been shut now for a couple of hours. It'll open again probably this evening. And again, as I said earlier, the seafood here is absolutely amazing. And we're now coming on to kind of 5 to 8 of an evening, so we're just going to head down to Mojacar. Both of us have said we've just got hankerings for some lovely seafood, possibly some sardines. Who knows? Let's go and take a wander down there. I like this beach volleyball still going on. It's nice and cool now, so the youngsters can get into that. You can see the car park still nicely packed down here, and isn't it lovely to see? I mean, no one wants the weekend to end, you know, so Sunday night or Sunday evening is a perfect time to stick down on the beach and drag out the weekend for as long as possible. So just left Villaricos now, heading down to Mojacar, back onto the road I came down on. And as I said, if you remember earlier, this is one that literally runs along and connects all the different coast resorts. So been back through Palomares already. Now we've joined Vera. You can see a sign there for Garucha, and literally it's so simple. It's a straight line. The little platform you see up there is part of the Pueblo Laguna. It's like a nature reserve where you've got wonderful birds and wildlife, and people come and watch it there and photograph it from the platforms. I'm just driving along now, and on my left hand side, a very popular part of Vera, especially at this time of year, is the big aqua park that is sitting right up in front of us now, bang next door to a huge Consom supermarket. So Aqua Vera just sitting there in front of me, and they've got, you know, what you expect, wave makers, water slides, big donuts that go down kind of rivers and that sort of thing. So as you can imagine, at this time of year, that's a very popular venue for holiday makers over with kids. Another one of the nature reserve viewing platforms there. So I'm going to go into a straight line now. This is Vera Playa, and then we're going to pass a place called Porto Rey as well, and then join Garucha. I could be driving down in a second. I could drop down onto the very old coast road that literally runs through the towns with the beach and the sea on our left, and then the towns on the right. But I'm going to stay on this road because it's a little bit quicker, and then all you do is pick the beach resort you're going onto and drop down onto it from this. Quite a few roundabouts along here, as you can see. Just on my right there, this is a complex that started during the credit crunch, I suppose, and new build villas, and they've proved ever so popular. You know, I'm not saying they come in cheap, probably starting price 285, but you're never going to spend that. It's going to go up a lot more expensive, but very, very popular with the Spanish, and they've sprung up even despite being started during the credit crunch. Now coming up to a lot of the Vera beach hotels you can see here. And before COVID and stuff like that, I mean, literally the first weekend of July, 3,000 couples would arrive in Vera. So you go from kind of being quite sleepy and peaceful and enjoyable to an invasion, and that lasts really for the whole of the summer. It's enjoyable in doses, or am I just getting old? I think it's the latter. I don't know if you can see there, right up in the distance above the top of the crossover in front of us, you can see the Cabrera Mountains and the Mojacar Pueblo kind of nestled in the foot of that. And we're, as I say, now heading down to Mojacar. We're going to stop off at a real fave of ours, a very, you know, old chiringuito called Neptuno's, quite famous for its seafood. It has a speciality way of cooking, you know, sardines and fish all cooked on sticks in a fire pit. Essentially they use an old boat and fill it with sand and then cook these fish on the fire. I'm hoping it's open because we're drooling, and we've been chatting about having a real urge at the moment for a nice bit of seafood with a cold beer. So straight across the top of Garucha, coming in at the far end of town, Mojacar end, past this Lidl's here. There's a Mercadona here as well, and I believe, I've just been told that they're now opening on Sundays, or at least and Lidl's is open as well. So, my gosh, here we go. This is when it starts to all go downhill. Sunday opening. I genuinely mean that. I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I've loved living in Spain and not having to worry about going to supermarkets and everything on a Sunday. It's been the day of rest, and now all of a sudden they've started to kind of catch up, and I'm not sure that's a good thing, but again, that's probably me just being an old git. So there we are, end of Garucha. Wonderful beach bar on the left hand side there called Boracay, one of our favourites. Again, they've got a lovely terrace, literally seaside, amazing tapas and full restaurant and everything in there. And now at the start of Mojacar, now just looking at the clock, and that took us precisely 13 minutes from Villaricos along that road, and we're now driving into Mojacar. I mean, appreciate, guys, this is the, you know, late evening now, past 8 o'clock, so we're not in the kind of prime time driving, so it probably would have taken a bit longer during the day, but still a nice easy run through and nothing too painful. So here we are down at Neptuno on the sea. loving this. Look, someone genuinely having a siesta in their car there. That's cracking. Yeah, dinner sitting's now started. We're not going to stay here for dinner. The plan has always been to come down. There's a lovely little cove in Mojacar. We're going to go and watch the sun go down. But we're going to stop off here first and have a nice bit of seafood tapas. What a wonderful spot. Now you can see what all the fuss is about. This is how they do it at Neptuno. Look, this old boat on the left and flame cook. There's some octopus on there, sardines. I've seen them do the big king prawns, absolutely amazing. So we're just going to sit at a little table for two, and the reason we're going to sit at a little table for two is if you have a little wander around, you can see it's not a small size restaurant by any means, or chiringuito, and every single table that you can see has got a reserve sign on it. I suppose that'll give you a little indication of how good it is. Been thinking about this all day, so we've gone for some moles marinara or mussels marinara, some wild asparagus with teriyaki sauce, and we're just waiting for the sardines to come, so I'll show you those in a second. Mouth-watering, sorry to do this to you guys, but hey ho. You can always come over, move over, you might like it, you never know. Perhaps it's because those mussels are served up literally by the side of the sea, but oh my golly, they were delicious. Like, look, there we go, evidence demolished in about 2 minutes.
Do you want any more?
And the sardines are looking absolutely amazing here. Wow, can't wait to tuck into those. So finishing up with this wonderful bit of sea bream here, dorada in Spanish, absolutely gorgeous. Beginning to fill up in here now. Now I'm going to say, look, I don't know because my battery is running very, very low, so maybe you're not going to come and see the wonderful Mojacar sunset, so I thought I'd say goodbye on this note. But listen guys, if you're over looking for a property, then we work with lots of other local agents. We sell lots down here on the coast. I know you really appreciate our videos. We get stopped all the time with people saying thanks ever so much for filming those, it's your videos that have made us come over, we discovered the area because of you. Well, please do look us up. You know, you'd be amazed at the amount of people who stop us and say these things and then say, yeah, well, we didn't come and see you. Well, we don't bite, we're lovely people, and please do come and say hello. I'm going to fill my tummy now. Cheers, guys. Managed to save a wee bit of battery. Failed a little bit because I wanted to come and sit on this lovely little part of Mojacar Beach and watch the sunset, and the sun's already set, so it's a favourite little part of the beach for us. It's a, I don't know if you can see, it's a wonderful little breakwater, so it means the water here is particularly calm. I'm just watching, you'll think I'm bonkers, but I'm actually gonna go for a kind of night swim in a second, just to refresh before heading back to Arboleas. You can see all the lights twinkling there. We've driven past loads of bars and cafes, and they're just absolutely teeming with people over enjoying Mojacar and the beach here and the lovely weather. And it's such a nice sight to see. A little bit over there, it's famous. You've got the restaurants very popular. Bella Vista, Martin Morales, Sensations, all on a little kind of corner just over there. The Cabrera behind us. Magic. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and as I said earlier, look, if you're coming over to look for a property here in Almeria, then please do look us up. You know, we don't bite. We've got a whole host of fantastic properties, not just inland but on the beach as well, and we work with a great number of good local agents, so if it's not on the website, I'm sure we can help you find it. Have a fantastic evening guys, and listen, thanks for watching our little piece of perfect.